What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today we are taking a deep dive into the Brinyte HC01. This is a primary headlamp, and this is probably the best headlamp that I have had in. We're going to cover why I like this light so much. We're going to do some field testing with this, and we're going to cover why I think it's important for you to have a headlamp in your stash of gear. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated, everyone. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you are carrying in your pockets today, what your favorite flashlight is. Do you have a favorite headlamp? I love hearing from you guys. Feel free to let me know down in the comments. So this does come in a very nice box. Within the box, you have instructions, warranty information, your lamp, of course, and you have a charging cord, which will be USB to USB-C. This charges right from the bottom down here. You have a 360-degree rotation on this guy, so you can go all the way around. You can point it down, point it up, whatever your little heart desires. This is very comfortable as well. It doesn't have a rubber texture or anything, which I think that would be a nice touch. But with that being said, this is actually very comfortable on your forehead. So although the rubber would be nice, or a rubber coating around it, I don't think that it's needed in the case of this. It's shaped very well, and it fits very well, at least on my forehead. Now, you have this fully adjustable band, and the way this is done is you can tighten this guy up for packaging purposes or putting it in a kit type purposes. You can tighten it, or you can loosen it, and this comes in very handy while this thing is on your head. If you just need to cinch it down just a touch, you can do that. If you just need just a little bit, you can do that, which is nice. So I think that's really cool. As long as that holds up, which it seems like it would. It's pinned on the other side. As long as you're not insanely rough with it, I think it would be just fine. I've kind of tugged on it and kind of tried to manipulate it to see what it would do, and it has been fine. It's held up just fine. But with that being said, you don't want to take a baseball bat and smash it either. So we have the band covered. We have the unit covered. Let's move on to our lights. On this side, we have a battery indicator, which will show up green, which you can see. Well, let's do this. So there you go. You can see the green lights. It does have 4 bars, letting you know this is fully charged. Now, we do have 3 different lights, guys. We have 2 power buttons here. One power button controls your 2 auxiliary lights, and the larger power button here controls your headlight. So this is very simple, very easy to use. In order to turn your auxiliary lights on, you give this a push and it will turn on your white. You hold it down and it will go to the high mode. We will talk about that in a moment. There's a low and a high, low and a high, low, high. And then you double click it. That'll take you to red, your red auxiliary. And you hold that down, that'll give you high. Hold it down, that is low. A triple tap will give you the, not a SOS, but more of a hazard light, or if you will, something like that, kind of a warning light, hazard light. And then the same on this side. It is tap to turn on, and then you just hold it down to cycle through your varying light modes. Now, speaking of your light modes, I figured this would be easier. On your red auxiliary, we have a high output of 30 lumens for 210 minutes. We have a low output of 10 at 470 minutes. Then, if we go to the white, we have a high output of 30 lumens, a low output of 10. 30 at 150 minutes, and then low 15 lumens at 470 minutes. as far as our head light here, or our main light, we have, let's see here. So we have low, which is 10. We have 105 at medium, 450 on high, and then turbo is 1,000 lumens. For the 1,000 lumens, you get 85 minutes. 450 lumens is 130. 105 lumens, 340 minutes, and then 10 lumens is 2,700 minutes. This does have a 1,200 milliamp hour battery. This does have, or take 1.5 hours to fully charge, which is not bad. On low light, on a low level setting, this can last up to 45 hours, which is not bad at all. We have 1 meter impact resistant. We have IP66 waterproof. This is going to be dust, snow, and shockproof. You can also lock this out on or off by double pressing both of these at the same time and just holding down. You can see the lock indicator there. Very simple, very lightweight. This is a very light headlamp. And, you know, I've heard the argument that you could throw, you know, the double pocket clip light or insert any light it might be, right? And you can put that on the bill of your hat. But if we're trying to be as smart as we can, I think everyone should have a headlamp inside their house, and I think they should have one inside their vehicle. That way you have the ability to be completely hands-free, and on top of that, you are conserving your primary light for other scenarios that you may need that flashlight in. I think it's just a great idea to have headlamps. I have headlamps all over the place. I have several in my house, several in all my vehicles, and I have some in various packs, and then I have some out here as well. So I like to have them everywhere. You might not think they're your cup of tea, but they are an invaluable piece of gear when it comes to a multitude of different scenarios, whether it's emergency things or whether it's just you trying to do something with your hands and you need both your hands, but you are out in the dark. There's no lighting anywhere. Having a headlamp is, you know, I think just invaluable. You have to have it. I have been using this. It's kind of gotten marked up a little bit. I haven't had it this long or that long, but I have been using it, testing it out, and I've been able to compare it against, you know, the large Energizer headlamp that they offer. I have a couple of those. I have a couple very inexpensive Harbor Freight ones that I've tested this against. I also have some more expensive ones from Sofirn and Woob. I have a couple of different ones, and we can talk about those in a different video. But this thing has held its own, and one thing I really like about it is it's very easy to get on, and it's very easy to use this guy, and it's got a lot of capability. We're going to close up the tabletop, and we are going to go outside and see what this thing really looks like in a quote-unquote real-world situation. So I will see you guys outside. Okay, guys, so we are out here, and we do have our HC01 from Brinyte. We're going to start off with the red. So here it is in low, and I'm just going to show that it has the capability of easily, you know, if you have something in your hand that you need to check out, like you're looking at notes or a map, this is perfect for that situation. And if you really need to brighten it up, you can turn it up. This is all the notes for the headlamp here. We have a high, that is what we are on now, of 30, and a low of 10, which is what we are on now. Now, if we double click this guy, it'll get us to white. That is going to be a high of 60 on our auxiliary. And then we have a low of 15. So you can see here, you can easily read what is in front of you. And if you turn it up, it really gives you a nice spread there. And the cool thing about this light is we'll turn that off and go to the main light. So that is going to be turbo there. And if you can see all the way out past that tree, that is going to be about 70 feet. And this light goes well beyond that. And that is on turbo. If we hold that down, it'll go to low. That gives you a nice little beam there. And then we can go to medium, which is going to be that 105 lumens. And then we can go up to high, which is 450. And then we have our turbo, which is 1,000 lumens. Now what's really cool is if you need the throw and you need the spread, you can actually turn both lights on and look at how much light this thing gives off. That is full blast with both of the white auxiliary and the headlamp. That pavilion down there is about 90 feet away, and it lights that whole thing up no problem. So I would say anything 100 feet and in, you are going to be able to see very well, plus some, but definitely 100 feet easily. And that is on the turbo, and the white auxiliary is on, and I would say it's probably got a good 40 to 50 feet wide at least. Probably maybe even a little bit more. There you can see it kind of kick down from the turbo. But this thing definitely has a very easy user interface, and it has a lot of capabilities. And I like how you can go to that red mode if you're trying to be easy on the eyes, or just kind of be low key. The red light does not stick out as bad, and it doesn't hurt your eyes as bad in the nighttime if your eyes have adjusted and you are trying to look at a map or notes. It is easier to use a red light. And so we're back inside, and I just wanted to give a little demonstration on what this is capable of and how easy it is to use. If you're wondering what the price tag is, I will have it linked down below, but as of recording this video, they are coming in at $39.96, basically $40, and you get the Prime shipping if you are a Prime member. So basically $40 out the door. Now, from what I've noticed with Brinyte, they often run a coupon code with their flashlights. So if this is something you are heavily interested in, you can wait and try to find out if they're going to, or wait and see when they do a coupon for it. Or I think the $40 price point is really not that bad. I did some looking. I was at Lowe's and a few other hardware stores, and I looked at their headlamps, and their main one, at least one of their main ones, is an Energizer headlamp, and that runs off of AA's, I think it was, and they wanted like $30 to $40 for that Energizer headlamp. And although it's very nice, I do like the idea that it takes external batteries, AA's, which are very easy to find. This light is going to offer a lot more capabilities in comparison to that Energizer light. The Energizer light basically had a low and high, or a low, medium, high white light, and then it had, I think, a one setting red light. With the capabilities of something like this for basically the same price or a few bucks more, you're going to get 1,000 lumen output on the turbo. You also have 3 other light settings for your main light. And then you have the auxiliary lights, which I think, in addition to your main light, really gives you, if you need it, a lot of throw, and it gives you a lot of flood as well. Considerably good for a headlamp. The only way you're going to get much better is if you move into a bigger size, and or you basically go with one of the headlamps that basically use a right angle flashlight. And I have used one of those, tested one of those, and although they work very good, they have a lot of output, it's going to be a substantially heavier item, where this is going to be very lightweight. a couple of ounces, and I mean just a couple. It's going to be easy to put on your head. This is probably lighter than, you know, most of your standard aluminum AAA flashlights, or a majority of them. It's very light. And that's something that's very nice if you are going to be putting something like this on your head. So this thing has a lot of different capabilities for a good price point. I want to say again to Brinyte, thank you for sending this guy in. They have some cool, innovative products, and I enjoy checking them out. You guys will have to let me know what you think of the headlamp down in the comments. Are you into headlamps? Are you looking to get into headlamps? I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I really and always appreciate that. If you're new here, you enjoy knife and EDC content, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. We release new videos every single day, sometimes twice a day. That'll wrap this one up, guys. I will throw a couple new videos up here. Go check one of those out, and I will catch you guys on the next one.